So the question is, can you truly be ambitious while nurturing your spiritual side? Can you truly be ambitious while nurturing your spiritual side? And so, first, when we think about ambition, it is that hard work, that drive, that willingness to press forward in whatever area. And so it can be work, personal development, family, spirituality. And so first we have to really sit back and ponder. Can you truly be ambitious while nurturing your spiritual side? And so one of the things I realize is that oftentimes we are so ambitious, in a career, going after a particular goal, and we have to really pause and say, is this the purpose? Is this my purpose, right? Is this the thing that I was designed to do? Because often we find ourselves going far, but yet we're going in the wrong direction. And so when we're blending that ambition and our spirituality, we want to really make sure that the thing that we're focusing on, right, whether it's our career, whether it's relationships, our spirituality, we want to make sure that it's in line with we have been called to do, right? What caused me to or inspired me to be a teacher? What inspired me to be, a coach, a counselor? Am I just doing this because this is the thing in my family, right? Everybody in my family, my mom was a teacher, my grandma was a teacher, or whatever that is. So you want to make sure that what you're in pursuit of is in alignment with your God-given purpose when we're looking at ambitious and spirituality, because we can go so far working so hard at a particular goal and find ourselves feeling burned out. And so I believe that when it's the will of God for our lives, when we're truly operating in our God-given purpose, when we're truly seeking to fulfill the purpose in which we have been placed on this earth, I believe that we won't experience burnout, right? Because truly to experience burnout means that I'm doing this thing in my own strength, right? I'm trying to make something work. And so we want to pause and say, okay, wait. Again, once we identify that what I'm doing is in alignment with my true calling and what God has called me to do, then when I get frustrated, when I lose direction, I can go back to the God who called me to gain strength and clarity. So I want you to ask yourself the question, am I pursuing a particular goal, a particular relationship? Am I pursuing this thing, this thing that I'm pursuing? Is it my purpose? Is it creating a level of frustration that may be impacting you in other areas of your life? So I believe that ambition and spirituality go hand in hand as long as what we're pursuing is in alignment with our purpose. And so ask yourself those questions. Is what I'm pursuing in alignment with my true purpose? How do I know that? Right? How do I know that? Is my pursuit of this particular goal pulling me from my pursuit of a relationship with my Heavenly Father? So you want to ask yourself these questions because, again, you don't want to go so far. You don't want to be in a particular career, in a relationship for 10, 15 years, only to sit back and say, this is not, or this wasn't the plan, right, that God had for me. So I stayed in situations. And when you sit back, you can 9 times out of 10 see some red flags. Sometimes in your life years, before getting to this point where you said, you know what, I knew I should have never been in that relationship. I knew I should have stopped. I knew I should have left that job. I knew. So now we may be harboring some resentment because we stayed in a place longer than we should have. And so now we're sitting back trying to rebrand ourselves, reclaim, ourselves, reclaim our lives. And so before you take another step, before you open up another book, really sit back and ask yourself, why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I in hot pursuit of this particular goal, this relationship? Why am I doing it? Once you can answer that question and then see, is it in alignment with your spirituality? Like, are you working at a job that has no, that goes against your core values? Are you working at a job? And let me tell you, I had to leave a job, right? Because it literally started going against my core values. And so spiritual at heart, right? And so I'm like, okay, wait. And I believe that change is possible. So when we start doing things that actually causes people to stay stuck in a lifestyle, that goes completely against everything that I believe. And so I had to make a decision. Do I stay in a career, in a position, at a job that was going against my spiritual belief, my core values for the money, or do I step away? Like, you got to ask yourself, is my spiritual growth more important than any financial advancement? That's when you will be able to see, like, okay, wait, hold on. Am I more ambitious about material gain, material possessions, than I am about making sure my foundation is good, right? So can I be more ambitious towards growing spiritually? Those are the questions we have to ask ourselves, because sometimes we can get in positions and be bought. What do I mean by be bought? That we can stay in the position just because they gave us a raise, right? We have this fear of lack and not having enough. But when you're more ambitious about your spiritual growth, you won't compromise your integrity because of money. You won't compromise your integrity because of relationships. And so asking yourself those questions. Can I truly be ambitious and still nurture my spirituality? And I'm saying yes. And it will look something like this. My spirituality will begin to drive my ambition. My spirituality will begin to drive my ambition because my spirituality creates the purpose within me. And so now I'm in hot pursuit of that. And so often we stay, again, in situations due to fear and due to the unknown. We don't really trust ourselves to do the thing. And so we work years at somebody else's job. But when you're nurturing your spirituality, you begin to trust a source greater than you. You begin to believe that the God of your understanding know exactly what you need to do and know exactly the roadmap to get you there. But if you're not nurturing that, you will stay stuck operating in a spirit of fear. You will stay stuck operating with limited information, never, investing in your personal development, never investing in your spiritual growth, never investing in more information to actually help you move further. And so really pay attention to the messages you've been feeding yourself. Yep. So the question, can we truly be ambitious while nurturing our spirituality? Absolutely. As long as the priorities are correct. And what does that mean? My spirituality is what drives my ambition. And as long as that is in order, you will be okay. You will know without a shadow of a doubt that you're actually running and chasing, in hot pursuit of a goal that's actually meant for you. But pay attention to the hours and hours of grinding, right? Because when you understand and have that together, your spirituality, then you begin to move with grace, right? So it's grace over grind. You won't be so tired and exhausted trying to achieve a particular goal. You would know that, guess what? Yes, it's going to be some sacrifices. Don't get me wrong. Am I building you change? There was some sacrifice. There was some nights I stayed up late and got up early. But guess what? I knew it was my purpose because I wasn't exhausted. Whether I was off for 2 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep, I wasn't exhausted. That's another lesson to understand whether or not your ambition is actually in the right direction. If you're staying up grinding and now you're exhausted, sit back and say, okay, wait, hold on. Is this the route that I should be taking? Is this the thing I should be chasing after? Because when it's your God-given purpose, you shouldn't burn out, right? You shouldn't burn out. You shouldn't be overwhelmed. You shouldn't be exhausted. And so really sit back and reevaluate and recalibrate what it is that you've been doing so you can truly walk in your God-given potential, your God purpose. Because again, I believe that ambition, true ambition, right, and spirituality go hand in hand. I'm just in hot pursuit of God's purpose for my life. I'm just in hot pursuit of doing the things that I believe God has called me to do during the time that I've been given here on earth. And so again, if you want to connect further, if you believe that you need more depth, detailed training and coaching in this, make sure like and subscribe, comment, connect, reach out. We have coaching programs that's designed to help you shift your mental so you can do the things that God has called you to do. And so stay tuned. We'll see you next time.